Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today we're just going to go through some information that I think is going to be really helpful regarding testing. And I got an email from someone up there at Denali, so I was really pleased to receive that. So thank you, as well as some information about how things are going at Heathrow and on cruises there and in Alaska. So first of all, I'd like to welcome all of our Let's Go family members and welcome to all of you who are new. If anyone here hasn't subscribed yet, we would love it if you would subscribe to our channel, and I think that you will find it a very valuable subscription in your life as well. It doesn't cost anything, it's completely free, and we really do our best to keep you up to date on everything, as well as what all the protocols are and everything to do with cruising and traveling right now. So first of all, I want to talk to you about what I think is, well, it's hard to order things of importance depending on where you're going. Today I got an email from a Let's Go family member named Pamela, and she was really, really kind. She said that they were just departing on their cruise. They were going to go on the Majestic Princess, and they are fully vaccinated. They've got their boosters, so they figured that they had 3 days for all of their testing. And she said that when they arrived at the port there in up in Seattle for their cruise on the Majestic Princess, they were surprised to find that they needed to have a supervised antigen test at the cruise departure terminal, no cost to them. The agent there said that they had recently received direction that people were to do the PCR within 2 days instead of 3 days. And all of this time, and I did double check the protocols on the Princess website today, and it still says 3 days for the PCR, whether you're vaccinated, not vaccinated, whether you have a booster, it says 3 days. And so they arrived up there and had to have that. And so luckily they tested negative and were able to board the ship. And they also noticed, though, that several other people were able to board the ship, but there were 2 couples who were not able to board. So I don't know exactly why, but I thought I would let you all know that it sounds like maybe, and you know what, we had heard this out of the Port of Los Angeles before, that a sailing on the Majestic had required a PCR within 2 days. Another Let's Go family member had let us know that, maybe a month ago, but we never see any updates on the protocols. So I'm telling you this so that you have a heads up. And if you are sailing and you can get your PCR and you know that you will have the results back in 2 days, you might want to consider doing that just based on what we are hearing. And so, like I said, today I did double check the Princess website, and it still shows 3 days on everything. So hopefully that is helpful to some of you out there. Also, we've got Rick, who is on Ovation of the Seas right now. And the other day they were so kind to let us know that everything was closing so early. She said the buffet closes at 8:30, the fish and chips, the hot dog place, and a cafe all close at 5 p.m. And they're like, why? That seems a little early for an eating place to close. She said the buffet food, the buffet food is far below Princess variety and quality, and service and attention are far better on Princess. And so she was, we're just sharing how things are going on the Ovation right now with food and eating times. And so I just like to include things like this so that if you are sailing, you can maybe tell us how it's going on your ship, as well as help people know what to expect when they are going to be going on Ovation of the Seas. Then I also got a message here from Cruise Crazy, and they said that I'm booked on the Island Princess August 28th for a 30-day Baltic cruise, and they have already had St. Petersburg canceled, but they are wondering if the whole cruise is going to be canceled. And so with that one not being until August 28th, I would say the further any cruise away is, the more time that we have for something unexpected to happen. But I would point out that lots of the cruise lines are still running all of their cruises in the Baltics. I know that cruise that we had hoped to be on, it's a 14-day sailing, that one is still going. Lots of them, everyone has taken St. Petersburg off of their itinerary, but lots and lots of cruises are still going in that region. And so Cruise Crazy, hopefully you will be able to go. I know in my video yesterday I mentioned that the Norwegian Getaway, all of her cruises in the Baltics for 2023 were canceled, but there are still lots of ships that are sailing there this year and have their Baltic cruises ready to be booked for 2023. And so I've mentioned to you all before that we have the same one booked that we had hoped to do this year. We have it booked for next year. And so I'm hopeful that we will still get to go on that. And now we're going to talk about things in Alaska. So as we mentioned, the Ruby Princess is having a lot of her itineraries, her calls to Victoria, canceling Victoria and starting to go to Prince Rupert instead there in Canada. And one of you graciously replied and said that the wildlife tours are excellent from Prince Rupert, that the town itself is kind of small, but there are just, it's a phenomenal place to get to see wildlife. And so I hope that helps any of you who are trying to figure out what you're going to do in Prince Rupert. I think it gives you a really, if you're interested in seeing wildlife at all, it might be the very best place of all to get to see that. Let's see, the other update that I've got for you, our Let's Go family, Kelly, our Let's Go family member, Kelly, she is right now on the Majestic Princess, and they are doing a back-to-back. And so they're just up in Whittier, ready to come back down again. And she said that there's no back-to-back testing. And so I would really love to hear from some of you who are on other back-to-backs, but it sounds like maybe that back-to-back testing is indeed gone. We heard about it being gone for a little while, and then it seemed like it crept back in again, but it sounds like hopefully it's gone again. And so that just takes one more stress out of everything everyone has to worry about. And so I'd hope to hear from you. Now, also, yesterday I mentioned like what's going on at Denali because I had heard from a Let's Go family member that things were not going as smoothly as we would all hope. And that dear Let's Go family member, her husband posted underneath a video saying she sent me an email. And if you are listening to this video, I can't find it. I have looked through all of my emails. I have looked everywhere and I cannot find an email from you. So will you send it again? I put that reply to him, but they're busy and I don't know if they would have seen it. And so we would still love to get to hear from you. It's Let's Go Travel Tips all together at gmail.com or a.larson@dreamvacations.com. So this is Joan, and they are up there as well. She said, we are currently on a Denali land tour beginning in Anchorage. Their group was the first group in 2 years. So she says, as you can imagine, being first has had its issues. First, all the staff members they have met there have been fantastic. And I love, she says, imagine trying to relearn after 2 years or being brand new. She said, the Captain Cook Hotel did its job. A little bit chaotic boarding the next morning because they had both Princess and Holland America passengers staying there. But it says, but we were at the train on time and off to Talkeetna, where we were picked up by the bus to go to McKinley Lodge. The lodge had only about 200 rooms used that night. Yes, there were problems. The hot water system in our lodge wasn't working. The sewer and septic systems hadn't been used, so the bathroom was odorous, but just for a little while. Maintenance worked diligently on the hot water, and it was working within 3 or 4 hours of their arrival. She said the worst part, all but 2 or 3 excursions got canceled because of snow. Snow! How fun is that? There is snow everywhere, and it is cold. A winter wonderland. Today, she sent this to me yesterday afternoon, actually last evening it would have been. She says it was slowing slightly. Again, a winter wonderland. It seems very organized and plenty of staff. So they are going to be getting on the Majestic Princess today, Saturday. And so I really appreciate that update. Clearly, they didn't get sent to a Holland America Lodge like our Let's Go family member Dina and her husband did. And so clearly there's lots of different experiences going on up there. But I was really happy to hear that that was going so well. And this leads us to a little discussion part of today's video that I want to talk to you about. And then we're going to move on to what we're hearing from Heathrow and someone that just disembarked a cruise in Southampton. And so well, here's what, and this really made me, I've thought about this a lot. So 2 of our Let's Go family members, Amy and Jeffrey, both gave really good comments yesterday. And it's a nice time for me to say that if I was too harsh in my video yesterday, please forgive me. I see both sides. I see that Princess is trying really hard to start up, and I know that they don't have enough people. Everywhere that I know is trying to hire. I know that they don't have all of the staff that they would like to have, and that things are off to a rocky start. I get that, and I also get how when people go on their trip, they expect to have the experience that they paid for. So I see both sides, and between Jeffrey and Amy, I think they both summed it up beautifully, and that indeed their words are better than mine. And so let me tell you what they said. It caused a lot of thought, and it might have you think about something. So Amy said, I know people are tired of hearing that the decline in service with the cruise lines is COVID related, but let's face it, it is. I think another part of the problem might not be enough experienced staff handling arrangements for clients and not enough medical staff to take care of the healthy passengers, the sick passengers, and the crew. They do need to do better, but I think that people who are scandalized COVID is on the ships have to realize that there will be COVID on the ships, in your grocery store, at your drugstore, at your work, at your kids' school, everywhere. It is everywhere, and it's just that the most vulnerable group has been vaccinated and boosted, and for almost everyone else's who's vaccinated, it's not severe. And so, Amy, thank you very much. You know what? So many things are because of COVID right now, and I know we are all weary of COVID. We are. But it's really important for us to remember to take our patience with us, take our grace with us, and our kindness, and to just be grateful for where we are every once in a while, even if things aren't going perfectly. So thank you so very much, Amy. I really appreciate that. And then Jeffrey, he gave a really nice comment as well, too. He said, and he's right, I think John Paget needs to get focused on meeting customer expectations. I believe the frontline workers are being asked to work miracles on a daily basis, and they're doing their best, but it's just not possible. I feel people are not making bad decisions, but rather doing the best they can with what they have to work with. And so we need to support them so that at some point our wonderful Princess staff don't decide to work somewhere else. And so if things aren't going your way, be really nice. That's my way of saying be kind. These people who are working so hard and doing their very best for us truly are doing the very best with what they've been given. And I really appreciate your comment too, Jeffrey. Thank you very much. So we'll go forward with thinking a little bit more about the fact that so many things are beyond our control right now, and just being grateful for what we do get to do. And I coupled that with the wisdom of so many of you, and that we indeed all did learn during COVID of you don't get today back. And tomorrow, we don't know what tomorrow holds. And so go when you can go, and be flexible while you're there. So thank you very much. Now, I wanted to let you all know what's going on in Heathrow. A week or two ago, we heard that they were having like 2-hour-long, I think it was last week, 2-hour-long customs lines. I heard that from several of you, as well as in a little news piece I found, that they were really having a hard time at Heathrow. And so yesterday afternoon, one of our Let's Go family members said that they zipped through passport control in 15 minutes in Heathrow, and another 15 minutes to get through bags and customs. And she said that their driver said that they hear both time frames. Sometimes it's up to 2 hours, and sometimes it's super fast. He also said that they used the 12 transfers. So that's the name of the place, 12 transfers, and 12 is spelled out, for a private car service, but worth it. She says it's not cheap, but worth it to have someone waiting at the terminal and take you to Southampton. So our hotel said that 4 cruises are leaving on the 14th. So today is indeed a very busy day over in Southampton. And so it's going to be busy around town, and you might want to call a taxi to get to the port a little bit sooner than you would have thought was necessary. And so just keep that in mind. I was really happy to hear that things are going so well at Heathrow. We had another Let's Go family member so graciously say that they had just returned from an 8-day British Isle cruise on the Emerald Princess, and she said it was absolutely fabulous. She said there were a few hiccups, such as buses being 2 hours late at Victoria's coach station in London to get from the ship. But when you travel, you have to have some unexpected hiccups. They brought virtual COVID visit tests that they took in their cabin to get back into the U.S., but they were really pleasantly surprised. They did use the ones that Princess offers. So that was right. They did it in one of the dining rooms on one of the last days on the cruise. So if you were going to disembark, you would be able to do your test the day before you get off the ship, and then that morning get off the ship and go to the airport. So that was really a nice way, I think, that Princess handled that. And she said that disembarkation was really fast. They love seeing Stonehenge and Salisbury at the Portland stop. Guernsey and Cobb are beautiful, and you can enjoy those towns without an excursion. She said the Rob Roy pub in Cobb is awesome with live music and a very friendly staff. Not much at Holyhead Port, but we found a great tavern called Victoria's Inn with friendly people who taught us so much about Wales. Get the Stouty at the Guinness Storehouse in Dublin. It's a selfie printed on the foam of your Guinness. So cool. Super fun to do Dublin and Glasgow on your own, although, as you know, those are amazing towns. And so she says, of course, you don't have enough time to do quite everything you would like to do. But she just said they had an amazing time on the Emerald Princess. And so I was really glad to hear that everything is going so smoothly there. The last thing that I want to tell you all today is just super fast. I went through the Holland America COVID protocols just to make sure. I've just kind of been looking. It seems like everyone is so similar these days. So just the only differences between really Holland America and Princess as far as their COVID protocols go is just the reminder that on Holland America, you have the Navigator app. And on Princess, we've got the Medallion Class app, and that's where you do everything on both to be able to be ready to board the ship, to do your health questionnaire within 24 hours, everything like that. And then Holland America also has the option for using Verifly. That's Verifly, and a lot of the airlines use that as well. And it's just a really snazzy way that you can enter all of your vaccine information, everything else that you need, and then it's really it's even quicker at embarkation. And so just because you've done that, though, the protocols point out it doesn't mean you get to skip embarkation. You do still have to go through the regular embarkation process, but it does go a little bit faster with the Verifly. And then finally, the test, if you are disembarking in a country and you need to have a test to fly to your home country, they will provide that test for you. And it says, let's see... it'll be done during the disembarkation process. And so it should be very handy and easy to do as well on Holland America. And so as many of you know, we've got lots of Let's Go family members who do sail on Holland America. And that's Gordon and I are hoping to get on her next if we can. We're looking to book a Holland America cruise. And so we're working on that. And so I'll talk to you more about that in the coming days as well. But if you appreciate this video, will you please give it a thumbs up? If you have any questions, just put them in the comments below. I always love to hear from all of you. I would love to hear if any of you want to share your experiences, as well as how are things going on the cruise ship that you are on, just with anything. We all love to hear. So thank you so much for being so gracious to share your experiences with us. I will be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.